Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hello. How are you all doing? Today we have another episode with my co-host, of course, Unharm. Say hello, Unharm. Be a good boy.
No.
So, how are you doing?
Doing pretty well. Yes, I'm still named Unharmed, but don't think I can say the same for you, Mr. Teamndl yugioh.
I just changed it to yugioh because it just makes things more easier for people to follow. Because sometimes when I'm doing Teamndl, they think I'm like the NDL of sports or something stupid of that nature. So it's like, might as well make it easy, right?
I mean, fair enough, but it's just one of those. It's just one of those things I start seeing everybody in like the Yu-Gi-Oh community do in the past like 3-4 months. Like
it's make us distinguished from anybody else.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when you're starting a YouTube channel, like your channel and pretty much anybody else's, when you're focused on a niche, then you're only going to keep people in your circles, right?
Exactly.
But everybody who's in that circle or is entering that circle is going to find you regardless. Like nobody's going to search up Teamndl, yugioh and think, I'm getting sports. You know, like ESPN.
But that sometimes actually happens to me, that there's some annoying people who just like coming in like, do you know that you're actually using the name of the sport thing or whatever? And it's like, what do you want from me? I never knew about your thing. Just leave me alone.
You're so much below me.
Exactly. You're below me, criminal scum. I mean...
Criminal scum. Yeah, it's been a while since we recorded. You've been busy at school. I've been busy at work. And I have been trying to...
What am I, a 17-year-old? School? Really?
I said school. I said school, not cool. You're not cool. I'm cool.
You said school.
Yes, I said school. You're at school. Oh, you want me to say college?
Yes.
No.
No, you're not at college. You're not old enough to be at college. No.
You're literally going to school to go back to school.
Ah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. That's a really good comeback for you. 2 claps.
Thank you. Anyways. Yeah,
why are you so dumb?
I don't know what I've been doing, but like every day after work, I've been playing a lot of Town of Salem and recently Hogwarts Legacy, and I've been uploading them like crazy.
Oh, you're playing that terrible game, Hogwarts Legacy? Why does everybody even talk to you? God, I hate the controversy around this stupid thing. Like, it's just a game, for God's sake.
I mean, you know what went through my mind every time I heard people starting to you know, go after people for being for doing this stuff. What? It reminds me of back in like 2015, 16ish, when the SJWs were becoming so obnoxious. They got Donald Trump elected because nobody wanted to be associated with the social justice movement and all the annoying people that are with them. And guess what year it is this year?
I don't know.
It's 2023. Guess when we have elections?
In
2024. No, next year. Next year.
Oh,
we have
next year.
We have like a year and a half to election. No, a little bit more, but like about a year. We're a year and a half away from elections ish.
I get it.
Definitely by the time this goes up, it's gonna be like a year and a half. But
I'm so stupid. I don't know what's happening to me recently. I'm just dumb.
Aren't we all? No, but like,
I'm just chaotic stupid, and I'm a person of order. So that tells you something. I'm a person of order, and I just became chaotic stupid. Something is wrong.
Regardless, like, a lot of people are always going to alienate all the people who are neutral about everything. Because
okay,
most people who are
I'm going to alienate everybody now.
Yes, because everybody likes to talk about the whole LGBTQ movement being like,
Oh my god, people just don't stop talking about that. It's like, I get it. Okay, I respect you, just shut up. I don't care that much. No offense.
Okay. But here's my perspective, my 2 cents, and everybody who says that I'm wrong is wrong because I'm the only person who's right about this.
I see what you did there.
Regardless, they like to think that everybody is an ally or pro. Most people are just neutral because guess what? 99% of people have no connection to LGBTQ movement whatsoever. They don't know anyone in the LGBTQ movement, or they're in their daily life they have no connections to them. Like, I know that I don't. Do you have any connections?
I mean, maybe I know someone. Like, does the gay people count for
Yes.
LG? Yes, I know some. It's not thing. It's people that I work with, and I'm like, she's on, kind of like, I wouldn't say person that's like in charge of me, but sometimes she's like, they're kind of like giving me orders for my day-to-day job so I will do it better. But I don't care, and she doesn't care either. She's like, cool, you're you, I'm me, you're different, you're religious, I'm not, you're that, you're that. It's like, okay.
Most people are just neutral about it because they don't care. Because
it's not that I don't care. I'm not going to go out of my way and say like, oh, I don't care if that person gets stabbed in the street. I'm sorry for the extreme.
No. There's a difference.
Extreme
there's a
thing.
Difference.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm not like, oh, you're going to, like, maybe get hurt and whatever, and I'm just not going to save you because I don't care. There's a difference. It's like, I don't care because I don't care about your sexuality, because I'm not part of your life, and it's like your choice for whatever you want to do. It's not my place to tell you this is right and this is wrong.
Yeah, exactly. But the moment you start being obnoxious and being annoying about it, then everybody is going to hate you. That's when they stop being neutral. And this is and this is a ripple effect that we see, because it starts from this, it goes on to something else, and what's your big achievement? The wizard game? Please. Like, nobody's going to even remember the wizard game in half a year. But people are going to remember it now because you were annoying about it. Like, think of the bigger picture. You just want to enact.
Most people don't really care about, like, I'm sorry to say this right now for anybody who's like, oh, you care about it and everything, and you're going to hear what I have to say. Like, I'm going to say to you right now, most people don't really care about this game. Like, literally. Like, it's not even care about this game in, like, terms of gameplay. It's like you ruin the experience for everyone, and when this will calm down, then people will come back to it. Maybe. And it's also just selling really well, so why do you think your opinion matters all the time? No offense.
You want me to tell you something? It's the #1 best-selling single-player game that's been sold in the past, like, 20 years.
I know.
It's sold.
I've been following Charlie and other people who've been talking about this. I've been following, don't worry.
Oh, yeah, so hear me out. It sold the deluxe version. I have the deluxe version. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes, but regardless.
Really? What did this deluxe version has on top of the normal version?
Cosmetics, but you also had early access.
Early access is always something that people love.
Yeah, and it only costs like $10 more, and let me tell you something. But regardless, nobody cared about the game, and it sold the deluxe version, which is the early access, which you'd think only like maybe 50,000 people would buy, sold over 10 times that, because everybody was being so obnoxious.
Wow.
This is just for people who wanted to play the game before everyone else, and then when it came...
Also, who is the patient zero to start all of this thing? Because this is just becoming ridiculous.
I don't remember exactly, but it was some Twitter. It was a Twitter account. No. It started like 2 years ago. It started over 2 years ago when people were
really.
Yeah, when they first announced the game, so people were like, "Oh, she's transphobic and annoying and this and that," and people were like, "Shut up, I don't care."
Okay.
Plus,
that shouldn't be the answer. Shut up, I don't care. That should be the correct answer for everything here.
Plus, this part is important. She has nothing to do with the game. She only owns the IP.
She still gets the money, but she doesn't care about you or your opinion.
And people are like, why don't you see these slacktivists? Yes, that's what they're called, slacktivists. Why don't you see them going to Universal and protesting outside? Because they have to do something.
Good question.
Because then they have to actually do something. Being a slacktivist requires no resources, no effort. You're just being slack, who's like going on your phone while you're in the bathroom, being like, "Oh, British mean lady said something bad and donates money to these places." Well, if you look at the bigger picture, when you actually look at the bigger picture, it's this type of
she
politics.
Donates.
It's this type of politics that actually that's actually like good for Britain. And hear me out. This is going to sound weird, but like 20 something years ago, Scotland was a part of, Britain, and they got tired of their politics that were forced down their throats from England, and guess what? They left. Yeah, Scotland is technically a part of the United Kingdom, but they have like if I remember correctly, I may cut this out because I may get this wrong, but I remember watching Scotland, part of UK.
What?
Here, yes, I got it right. So, from Wikipedia, the Scottish government plans to hold a second independence referendum before the end of the current Scottish Parliament. Nicola Sturgeon has indicated the vote would be held in 2023. Boris Johnson has stated that he would not grant authorization for the referendum, but the S&P has indicated it is prepared to hold a referendum regardless. According to the poll of 1,000 voters conducted for Political Europe, 43% of them agree that Scotland should only be held for a second independence referendum if the UK government agrees to it. So basically, only 43% of people who from a poll said that they should bow down to the UK government. That means 57% did not. Basically, Scotland is right now trying to, be politically independent from the UK. Yeah. That is something that's going on because because he got tired of a lot of the BS that the UK was pulling on them. That is actually something that's going on. So
makes sense.
Yeah, of course it should make sense. I hope so. So basically,
I don't know.
If I watched a video about this. Basically, they got tired of all the conservative politics that the UK was pushing down their throats because of people like J.K. Rowling and all of her organizations. So maybe it might not be good for. And here's something that people need to remember: J.K. Rowling is only donating money to all these anti-trans, anti-LGBT, whatever groups in the UK and Britain area. Like, I think it's illegal for places in America and other countries to accept money donations from her from being abroad.
Abroad?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Overseas, not from your country.
Oh, okay. That explained that to me.
Yes.
I'm just dumb. I don't know these kind of things. I'm just kidding. I don't know sometimes worse in English.
No, it's fine. So basically, when you look at the bigger picture, and yes, there's always a bigger picture.
Like always.
All of the groups that J.K. Rowling is donating to is just making pretty much every other country that's right now forced to be connected to the UK be like, we don't want to be a part of the UK anymore. And then it's going to be, and then it's already going to be something, a step above Brexit. It's going to be UK exit. I don't know.
What?
UK exit. I was just trying to play a joke. There's going to be...
UK exit. Eggs.
Because
that's a funny joke, man.
There's always a bigger picture.
Oh, is it?
Yes, like Qui-Gon Jinn said, there's always a bigger fish.
Well, he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. So basically, I couldn't care less about all of that because that's politics that doesn't touch me, doesn't matter to me. People say, no, but you have to care. No, I don't. It's like the same people who say that I have to go out of my way to vote. No, I don't. I don't have to.
No, you don't.
Here's the thing. I got so tired of, voting, politics, and all of that. I go to work.
Yep.
Okay, I don't go to work. I work from home, but like I work.
Your job sounds so tiring. You're just going from home to your other place in the room, and you're just going like kilometers, right?
You've been to my room. You know that it's like 2 meters.
I know. I'm just making it into a joke.
It's like 5 feet. No, it's like how much is 2 meters? 6'5". 6 feet 5.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's 6'5". I think 2 meters like 6'5". Anyways, point is that I live in my own bubble. Okay, I couldn't care less about all
you.
That. I couldn't care less about all of that. The reason why I wanted to play Harry Potter, I actually didn't care about playing Hogwarts Legacy until 2 weeks before. Because that...
really?
Yes. That's when I started hearing about the entire thing, and I was like, wait, maybe this game is worth investigating. And by the way, do you know how much... do you know how much the game weighs on your computer?
A lot. I'm guessing a lot.
70 gigabytes.
That's a lot.
It took me an entire day to download it.
Oh, for the love of God. That's a lot.
Like, okay, maybe not 24 hours, but like easily like 10 hours.
Wow.
Like, I think...
And you have a fast computer.
I have a decent computer, and I still can't play the game on like full... I can't play the game on full settings. I have to play the game on low settings because, I want to run OBS on the side, and...
I mean, that makes sense.
Because OBS also takes up some process power.
Yep. I know.
And then I started getting into another problem because I had to lower the amount, like when I'm playing. I play a lot of Town of Salem, and I like to record in high def,
resolution.
High resolution, the best that I can without breaking the bank. And basically, half an hour to 40 minutes of recording is like 10 to 15 gig.
Okay.
Like, that's a lot, by the way.
Hmm.
And when you're downloading a lot, when you're recording a lot, and when you're recording also gameplay for the game, this game, for some reason, because there's a lot of moving images, unlike Town of Salem, it's even double the space. So instead of it being 10 to 15, it's 30 gigabytes, right? But then you need to remember that I'm recording them at an hour to an hour and a half at a time. Then I edit them a bit, but the point is, it comes out to be like 40, still like 30 to 40 gigabytes easily.
Just the recording?
Just the recording. And then I need to edit it.
How do you even have any space on your computer?
Okay, so here's how I do it. I record, I export, and I delete the recording.
Okay.
I upload. Once it's uploaded, I delete it from my computer. Because otherwise I just wouldn't have any room.
That's not okay, buddy.
No, it is not okay. Yes. So, moving on.
Yes.
Moving on from this for a bit now. We might come back to the Hogwarts Legacy later. We were talking about Fearless Leader, remember?
Fearless Leader.
You're
talking about me now?
Yeah. Well, before we started recording, when we were just chilling, So we started. We said this fearless leader, and it reminded me of something that I wanted to talk about.
He's what?
So when I was a
I'm
kid,
your fearless leader.
So when I was a kid, there was a show called Rocky and Bullwinkle. Have you ever heard of this?
I think I don't remember.
Look it up. Rocky and Bullwinkle. It should be something like this. Anyways, and in the show there was a character called Fearless Leader.
Oh, I know what that is. I never watched it because it wasn't here, but I know what that is.
Okay, good. So and this is a show from like
there was a movie for them as well.
This is a show from like the 50s, 60s, like something like that. So like something along those lines. Like we're talking boomer territory, and man, they had some funny jokes that I've been thinking about like lately. Like there's this one episode, I can't find it for the life of me, but Fearless Leader is basically a Russian. Okay, this is like anti-Cold War propaganda,
and he's the bad guy if I remember correctly.
He's a bad guy, but it's all comedic. Comic. Yeah, comedic, exactly. And basically, they make this machine that gives all the answers, and Fearless Leader goes to the machine like, what would I do without you? And the machine comes out with a slit of paper and goes like, drop dead. Like, okay. Back when they were allowed to do those jokes, man, it was funny. Like today, you say anything slightly hurtful and they're like, canceled. You go like, I don't like chocolate milk. You don't like chocolate milk? What?
Canceled.
Exactly. And everybody's like so sensitive today. My God. I get sometimes bad comments that sometimes I'll delete, not because of that I'm hurt, but I've seen because at YouTube, if you get a lot of like really bad comments and you don't delete them immediately or as fast as you can, YouTube strikes you for comments. Like I've seen it. Like people have talked about it.
Really?
Yes.
That's new. That's something I never knew about.
Yes.
Because I always delete those comments because it's just like, I don't want to read that.
Exactly.
I don't care about your opinion if it's like that. So talk to me with a nice tone and then I will listen to you. Maybe.
Here's the thing. My feelings don't get hurt. I don't mind people telling me, "Oh, your microphone doesn't sound good." Oh, this or that's all cool. I don't even mind when people write, oh, I bet you're ugly. I have gotten one comment like that, and I was like, I don't care. That could stay up.
It's like your entire comment is invalid. I don't care.
Yeah, but the moment you start going, when you start going like, oh, they say something that's demonetizable, then you can get like I shouldn't say strike, but like
strike I think is a little bit too harsh.
No, not a strike, but you get like you basically get the yellow so basically a lot of this is something
it means that the video is halfly demonetized.
It's going to be suppressed. It's going to be suppressed. They suppress.
Yeah, that's the word.
The video doesn't matter how big you are. You can have 0 subscribers. You can have 100 million subscribers. If you have a lot of
that's something new, however, because
no, it's not new. No, it's not new.
I think bigger content creators have their what is it called? Comment moderators because of that.
Here's the kicker. It's not new. It's been going on for like 6 years, maybe more.
Interesting.
Like this started. I may be making this up, but this started when remember the old like YouTuber who's like today so irrelevant. His channel doesn't exist anymore. But remember Leafy is here. Leafy is here.
Oh, Leafy! I hate him. I don't hate him, but
I don't care.
But
for
you know
him.
what I mean? It's like I don't care.
Yes. So when Leafy started out, he used to like he used to go to his viewers and tell them, "Yo, spam the HSSS everywhere with like the snake emoji everywhere," because that was his way of advertising himself. That's how he blew up in 2015. in 2015, when it was still the Wild West and you can pretty much get away with ripping off anybody and anybody, this is what he would do. He would you can go look this up. He would tell his fans to just spam the HSS with the snake emoji at the end everywhere, and that was like, oh, you're not part of this inside joke, this is how it is, you know. And that's really how he blew up initially. And then he started being like, you know, a bully online, and people like were into that.
What else is new?
Personally, I watched a few videos and I thought he was funny back then, but that was like before he really went into like serious bullying. Like there was a point where he went into like serious bullying, and I was like, you know what, I'm okay. I can just watch. Who was I watching back then? I don't remember who I was watching back then.
Someone.
What?
You were watching someone. I don't know who that
I was
is,
definitely
but
watching
someone.
Pewds. I was definitely watching Pewds, but
Pewds is now, if we're talking about it, just doesn't really upload that much because I think he kind of retired and he's having a baby, so makes sense.
He's been retired since like 2018. That's what.
But he's now double retired, right? He just doesn't do almost nothing. Like there was a time that he's just still continued to upload videos even though he was retired. Now he's just like extra retired.
Like he was set for life in like 2016, I think he said. I think
What?
I think he said he was set for life money wise in 2016. So he wasn't uploading and working anymore for the sake of money. He was just uploading for the sake of his
fun, which is how it should be.
Well, if things got views, but YouTube is very sensitive about what they promote.
YouTube recently been really annoying.
Oh, it's not recently. We've just been more active recently, you and me.
Also, not to mention the fact that, like, I heard that there's something that is going to be switched management-wise, and now we're going to have a problem with that, probably. God. That's going to be fun.
You want to talk about that? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit. That's going to be great.
No. Let's talk about it. So YouTube is getting new management.
Yup.
And I personally never thought Susan Wojcicki, yes, that's how you say her name apparently.
Apparently.
I didn't know exactly how, but I was watching.
It doesn't matter. Point is, I didn't think she was that bad for the platform. People are like, oh no, she's bad. And I'm like... I mean, she wasn't amazing, but I myself didn't think she was that bad.
But then we got this new guy, Neil. What's his name? Let's look up.
Boy.
YouTube Neil. What was his name? Neil Mohan. Neil Mohan. So we get this new guy, Neil Mohan, and everybody's like, praise the Lord, we're getting rid of the witch. We're getting rid of the evil person who made our lives so miserable. And I'm like, one, the majority of people on YouTube are viewers. They're not they're consumers. They're not creators. They're not creators. If you're a creator, then you should know that, like, yes, it wasn't perfect under Susan, but it wasn't as bad as people like to say. She was very upfront with everybody. Like, she went on podcasts,
Not to mention the fact that, like, now that we're switching management, that means that maybe things will become even worse in terms of the fact that, like, oh, we're new management, so now I'm just going to be the head honcho and cut everybody's heads down.
Like,
just to prove myself.
Well, we're at the point now that we're like a couple of days after, like maybe a week after it was announced, and people have had enough time to look up everything this Neil Mohan has done for YouTube so far, and it turns out he wasn't like this good saint that everybody thinks he was. He was a guy who tried to bring Web3 crypto into YouTube last year.
Yup.
And that was just a terrible idea. We don't know everything behind the scenes. We don't know who this guy is. We can only hope he's going to be healthy or better, or at least the same as Susan and not worse. Because when we get worse people, we get worse experiences. And a lot of here's something I've been noticing in the past year or two. A lot of like YouTube videos that used to, like, YouTube creators used to get like 2 million views a video, 3 million views a video before COVID, are now averaging at 100K views a video. Now you can say,
oh, my videos are now dropped down so quickly. It's like that because of one reason. People are just not stuck at home, so there's really no reason for them to watch that much.
No. We're talking.
There's
like,
also other reasons, but that's one of the main reasons.
Even before COVID, people were seeing very good views. Now they're not seeing so good views. My theory is that YouTube just stopped recommending them. Like, they look at people, gaming doesn't bring in the money like other, like, they're looking at people's content to see what the demographic is and can they make money off of it, you know? And let's say I'm running a car company. Whose demographic is more likely to be lucrative for me to sell a car? Is it going to be the guy who's playing video games, or is it going to be the channel that runs, let's say, van repairment channel? You know, like,
okay,
there's a whole, like, let's just say there's a whole section of, let's say, turning cars into homes on YouTube. That's a big part of YouTube that a lot of people don't realize that exists. Like, these videos get easily 500,000 to 1 million views because YouTube continuously pushes them, because
they're pushing the trend. That's the point.
They're pushing the trend because a lot of advertisers are looking for specific demographics on YouTube to see who's going to be the more lucrative viewers. And it's just sad to say, but gaming is just not lucrative. That's just the truth.
Yep.
Like, if gaming was lucrative, then we wouldn't be seeing, let's say, I mean, you've heard of FaZe Clan, right?
Who?
FaZe Clan.
What is FaZe Clan?
FaZe Clan is a gaming group. They were super big, and they went and they're a company that went public. They were trying to sell their shares, and their shares went from, like, I think they said $70 a share to all the way down to 67 cents a share. Like, within a month.
That's rough.
Like, within a month, because
that's rough.
It is rough, because guess what? And this is super important.
What?
Advertisers are looking to make money. They're advertising in order to make money. If the whole point is to just throw your name in the ring, that people will know that you exist, then yes, advertising on low return circles like gaming is going to be cheaper. But nobody, like, let me ask you a question. When you watch an ad, do you care about the ad?
Nope.
Do you wait for the skip button so you can finish the ad and move on with your day?
Yes. Because mostly every single ad, unless the ad is really funny for me. But that's very rare today. Yeah, like, if the ad, like, and sometimes, like, even if I watch the full ad, is like the big thing, just to say, if I, like, sometimes like to watch some particular ads because they're funny, I don't care about the product. I care about the ad, if even.
And sometimes that's what they want, but in a lot of circles, you're not even getting that, because because a lot of ads are just terrible, because ad agencies are just bad at what they do. Like, that's the truth.
Exactly.
Like, people are, let's take an example. Let's say a hamburger joint. What is their joint showing? They're showing how the burger is made and how it falls down and it looks so perfect, when everybody knows.
Oh my god, so delicious.
When everybody.
Sorry about that, but you understand what I mean.
Yes, when everybody knows that the burger itself, A, won't look like that. B, I doubt even if the
exactly.
When you're not getting the experience, so everybody just skips it, because advertisers are treating people as if it's still the 50s and 60s. They haven't moved on with the times.
Nope, they have not.
advertisers are like, why aren't people buying our product? We're advertising like it was 50 years ago. Why aren't we getting the same clientele? Because people are not the same people. Like, you're trying to give us a 45 second ad to give us what we need in 5 seconds. What do you sell? We sell car insurance. No, but we sell more than car insurance. We're a family. Like, nobody cares about that stuff because nobody believes it. Nobody goes on to these websites thinking, oh yes, we're going to be a family now. Nobody buys it.
Nobody cares about these particular things. Like, oh my god, that's so cringy. That's what people care about, if even, where it comes to that.
No, and they shouldn't. Why should I? Sell me a product. Like, people have way more access to the news. People have Wikipedia. People have Google, Bing. People have any access to whatever they need. What advertisers should be doing is, instead of showing us what the product is, they should be showing people how the product improves their lives.
Yeah. And how it works sometimes.
And how it works, exactly. Because let's say, McDonald's, when they advertise that they have like new toys, they don't show the food, they show the toys, because they know that everybody's coming for the toys. Nobody's coming for the food. I mean, people are, but like,
that's smart.
Show us what we're getting.
Show us what we care about, not what you care about.
Like, when you're showing us a car, don't show us how the car looks. Stop doing that. People need to stop doing that. Show us how it's going to save us money when we're going out, for gas. Let's say,
or if it can also, and I know that sounds like that, but if it can save lives sometimes, like if it like works better, save your life because its system is better, or things of that nature, because it's like, oh, this will be worth it for me to buy, because if for some ungodforsaken reason something will happen to my family and me, and like I would be saved, or my family will be saved.
Okay,
you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But here's a good example, and people are gonna hate me saying this, but why do you think Teslas blew up? Like, yes, as a company they blew up because that they basically became a bank. But when you look at like the bigger picture, Teslas have been popular since like 2014. Why do you think that is? Because they brought a new variant to the calculation of cars, and that is self-driving. Everybody wanted self-driving, and Teslas were like, I don't know if they were the first ones, they could be the first ones, but they're the first ones who made an impact. And people were talking about how the Tesla Model S or Tesla Model X or Tesla Model M, I don't know the models. It's just like, yes, it's self-driving. Let's say I need to drive and I need to answer a phone. Okay, turn on self-driving, let's answer the phone. And that was like something that people were really into. And they didn't need to advertise because everybody was advertising for them. That's what made them so big. And then you see people like, oh, why aren't people buying the new Mitsubishi? Why aren't people buying the new Chevrolet? Why are people buying the new Ford? Don't show us the car. Because let me tell you something, most of the cars look the exact same. If not all of them. Don't show me the car. Show me what you can do.
Yeah, and what's unique about it. And why would I want to buy it?
Because the baseline for a car these days is, it has to save on gas. Like, show us the numbers of between yourself and two unnamed companies. That's fine. Let's say these are two cars from different companies, unnamed. This is how much gas they consume. This is how much gas we consume. Stuff like that. And be like, in the end of the month, you're saving money. This is what people want to hear. This is exactly what people want to hear. Nobody wants to hear about, it's so sleek. It's got a lot of room for passengers. Like, nobody cares about that stuff. Let's say, like, people stopped trying to improve the product for a very long time. Tesla comes, improves it. People are now trying to do the same. But it's a little too late. You have to be the first. Why do you think Facebook is still so influential in the world? Because when it comes to social media, they were the ones who were the first ones to make like a serious impact.
Exactly, and even if today it kind of sucks, it still made a really huge impact.
Speaking of Facebook sucking, did you hear the news about Facebook from this is from like 12 hours ago?
No.
They're now selling a Facebook Gold membership, which is basically like Twitter Blue.
Why?
You can look this up. I'm not making this up. This is real.
Okay, go just ask this again. Why?
Because they saw how here Facebook Gold membership. Sorry. Because they saw Twitter being lucrative, and they were like, you know what, we want some of that,
We want some of that action.
and it goes for I think $15 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Here, this is from like the last 20, like not even 24 hours. This is from like 14 hours ago, something crazy. It's like super recent.
Damn.
This is not me making any of it up. It's just insane.
Crazy.
It's insane to me that they're like, oh yeah, we're going to sell to you. Well, you've been given for free, but now we're just gonna add like, it's so recent that it's not even on the news websites yet. Like people are still here 17 hours ago. Okay, $12 a month to be verified on
12 bucks a month.
Yeah. I'm not making this up.
12.
This is like from the last.
Wow.
It hasn't been 24 hours yet. People are still like trying to digest what's been. Here you see. This is from MKBHD. MKBHD is like a legitimate source.
$12? What do you think you're worth? $12?
Oh, my bad. It's called Meta Verified. My bad. Meta Verified.
Like it matters. I get the point.
It's crazy. They're basically
God, that sucks.
They're basically doing the same thing that Elon Musk did. Okay, have you ever heard of Epic Rap Battles of History?
No, I think I did. Actually, I did.
Good. So there's an episode called Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg, which was a meme. Which is like from way before Elon Musk even thought of buying Twitter, from what I can tell. And this is the reality. We're living in this timeline where that became a reality of Twitter versus Facebook way before Twitter versus Facebook ever was a thing.
Damn.
Meta Verified. They're like, yeah, we're offering to you more stuff, but it's like, ooh, I don't need that. If I was told that tomorrow my Facebook page would be deleted, I would be like, okay, see ya. I haven't been on Facebook since 2016.
Damn.
Like, maybe I've been like once or twice here and there, but you know what I mean. Like, I just couldn't care less about Facebook. If my Facebook was deleted, I'd be like, well, memories.
That's the only thing I wish feels like, maybe my memories got gone. Maybe my memories are now not here, but I'm not really care about it that much.
Like, when's the last time you've been on Facebook? Seriously been on Facebook?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Very long time.
Also like 7 years, 8 years?
I wouldn't say 7, 8 years, but a very long time.
Like 2016 was the last. No, I think I posted in 2020 a meme on my page because there's a reason for that. But I think that's the last time I seriously posted because I couldn't care less because at that point I was just like, you know, in the mood to just I made a meme and I wanted to share it somewhere and I was like, I can't share it here, I can't share it there. I was like, I can share it on my Facebook, so I shared it on my Facebook and I couldn't care less. Like if my Facebook was deleted, I'd be like, well, it's been fun because I don't use I don't even scroll on Facebook.
I maybe scroll on Facebook where it comes to like, you know, maybe things that my you know, tomorrow to be wife sends me.
Well, yes, but like you have a reason. I really don't. I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I can see that.
Man, these places, they're just so unhinged about everything. because everybody thinks they have a product. Everybody thinks they have advertising. Well, the economy is really bad right now because it's been about.
Everybody thinks they are special. Let's just put it that way.
You're not special. You're barely even a convenience. You're an inconvenience.
Oh yeah, to me specifically, I just don't like. I'm actually considering even deleting or just like I'm kind of ignoring also my Twitter. I just don't really care about it.
Like, you should leave your Twitter.
Just
if you're but my philosophy is
such an inconvenience, and it's always just like, oh hey, we're sending to you million notifications that you don't care about. It's like, but I don't care about these, and stop sending me, sorry to say this, a little bit of, I wouldn't say not safe for work, but, a little bit of lewd things, kind of.
Yeah, I really wish Twitter had like a lewd, button toggle that you can just shut off. I just don't follow these people. Lewd filter, yes.
It's like, okay, sure, maybe, like, sometimes I find, but, like, sometimes it's, like, these people that you follow, and then they gone into this, and it's like, huh. And then even after you just, like, remove them, and it's like, you still have that. So it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah. No, so the type of people that I follow is gonna be, like, more middle line, because it's like, yes, I follow a lot of like the Mark S. Brownlees. I follow like people who are the types of people who are going to be very middle line, and hopefully not put on your timeline stuff that's very suspicious.
Yeah,
because I don't need that, because if I'm out in public, I do not want to be afraid to open Twitter, even though I probably should.
I don't know, Twitter is weird.
It's always been weird. Now it's owned by Elon Musk.
Everything is weird. Just everything became super weird recently.
You want to say that again?
Yes, everything is weird. Everyone is weird. I don't care. I mean, sure.
So going back to talking about games, because there's a bunch of good games coming out soon.
The power of editing.
The power of
editing. But if you do that, please leave this part, the power of editing, so everybody will get confused.
Maybe I will.
I want everybody to be confused. It's hilarious to me.
Yeah, I might. But there's this game that everyone's talking about now. I couldn't care less about this kind of game, because I'm not religious unto that section. I think that's fair to say.
That's fair.
But did you look it up?
What? That game? I heard about it. I never really just looked at games. Like, what?
No, so I've been looking at it, and it's like, if it looks cool and fun, I might play it. But I doubt if I will. But I'll definitely, sneak a peek, you know what I mean?
Consider it, maybe.
Then consider it is... I'll sneak a peek and then consider it. Because it's like...
Fair enough.
There's a lot of good games coming out this year. I think that once we're out of COVID and all those developers were basically at home developing, we're going to get a lot of AAA good games. Because remember when the GTA 6 leaks came out?
Yeah.
Man,
is it supposed to be a female protagonist? I think that's what I heard supposed to be the thing.
I don't remember. But what I do remember is that
I think it's supposed to be a thing.
I don't care.
Same, but I think it's going to be a thing. That's kind of like what people talks about mostly and care about. But I think it's going to be a thing.
I don't care. I just want.
I told you, same. Don't attack me, please.
I'll attack you. I'll attack you as many times as I want. Anyways.
No, please. Don't do it. I'm so scared.
Moving on from...
No, I'm so afraid for my life. Anyway.
Yes.
Moving on.
moving on from that, Unfit. So,
Yes. Yes.
are you becoming Filthy Frank now?
Yes.
Anyways, the game itself, a lot of people said it looked bad. I disagree. I think it looked amazing. I'm glad I only saw one frame, but from the one frame, people are like, "Oh no, it looks bad." I'm like,
Looks pretty good.
and I'm really excited for when they finally come out with GTA 6. I think that it's going to come out by 2027. I think that that's a fair estimate. I don't know if that's true. I hope that that comes out beforehand, but like from experience, if there's a leak, it literally sets back the date by another 4 years.
Really?
Yeah,
That much?
because they want to work on it more because I don't know everything, but that kid who leaked GTA 6 is an idiot.
Mhm.
I found the article. Alleged GTA 6 leaker has been formally charged by the police and he has been charged with a breach of bail and 2 counts of computer misuse. Yes, so
Okay.
I think he was British, but I may have been wrong. Yes, in the UK. He was from
British.
the British. Yes.
He screwed his own life by himself. God.
Do yourself a favor. If you want to, if you want to show people the middle finger or whatever online, then expose them for like known stuff or stuff that'll make them look bad. Like let's say remember okay, here's a good example. Remember when the Diablo when you've heard of the game Diablo, right?
Yes. Which one of them?
Doesn't matter. So the studio behind them, the studio behind them, I don't remember if it's them. I think it's Blizzard. Well,
I think it's Blizzard North, if I remember correctly. Which is part of Blizzard, but not exactly.
Not the point. The point is,
I think that's the name. Yeah, I'm just like, if you were trying to be correct about this.
Okay, yes.
Anyway.
Okay, he okay, here's a good example. Okay. I found what I was looking for. So the CEO of Activision Blizzard, remember Bobby Kotick?
Isn't he fired already? I know he's not, but you know.
I think okay, I don't know if he's fired. I don't know if he left, but I know that there was a story because he had sexual harassment allegations. Remember that?
Yep. Unfortunately, I remember it.
Okay, good. So if you want to show people the the middle finger of superiority or whatever, then what you need to do, what you need to do is expose them. Expose them for a lot of the bad stuff that they've done. And that's how you show them. And that's how you show them. Like you need to like search online, search for stories, and be a beacon of not beacon. Not the word isn't beacon. What am I looking for? Where you're basically like like enhancing the expose of these people. Basically, what I'm trying to say.
I think I get it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think you got it. What I'm trying to say is like you want to expose them for things they've done. You don't want to be known as a terrorist on the way, because it's like that's what's going to happen, and that's
terrorist.
Yeah. Like you do not want to make yourself look bad. Like remember where okay, have you heard of EDP 445?
No. Who's that?
Come on, you know who that is.
I don't know. I don't really follow the internet that closely.
Okay, so there was a YouTuber called EDP 445, and
okay. Oh, I know who you're talking about now. Okay, now it's clicked in my head because I kind of like, wait, that's an acronym for you know what. And
yes.
Like, oh, that guy. Yes, I heard of him. Sorry, it just took a second for me to click.
Yeah, I don't want to say everything about him, but what I will say is he was exposed by a guy just as bad as him, and people tend to forget about it because it's like if you're doing something just as bad as the guy you're exposing or whatever, then people are going to hate you too. Now, I'm not saying that
makes sense.
I'm not saying that there's a reason to hate Rockstar or anybody working on the new GTA 6 game, even though the only reason to like criticize the GTA 6 game is that they're taking way too long to make the game. Like the first GTA,
That's true.
like
That's true.
The first 5 games took like 10 to 15 years to make. 5 games in 15 years is pretty decent, and then they took like 20 years. Okay, I'm being over dramatic, but they've taken I think
A little bit over dramatic.
I think GTA 5 came out. When did GTA 5 come out? Like 2009?
I think not 9, but something along the lines of maybe 10.
Okay. 2013. It's been like 10 years. It's been 10 years.
That's a lot of time.
And people say, "Oh no, it's fine." I'm like, when did GTA 4 come out? GTA 4 came out in 2008. That's the difference of 5 years, right? They've taken more than double the amount of time to make that game. And that's really annoying people. I'm not gonna say it's pissing them off because, GTA 5 is still a very popular game to this day. Now, people aren't pissed off that they're taking this long, but like a lot of people are very angry that like they're taking this long to make the game because in the 10 years, more projects have come and gone, and GTA 6 is just not coming out, and people are like, "Give me the game. You have more money. You have more staff. You
have more resources. Just give the game."
Exactly. And
right?
It's just, something along those lines. And that's like the only thing I can see criticizing like Rockstar or GTA 4, because it's like they are taking a little bit too long.
What about GTA?
It's a fun game. A lot of people want to play it. The IP is huge. The IP is worth billions. Like, people are like, "Oh no, it's not worth billions." No, it's worth billions. The IP is worth billions. They have the resource. People are still buying GTA accounts, like the game, whatever. Like, people are still buying GTA 5 to this day. I don't know why. Let's see. I want to see if it's on the Steam. Just a second. Yeah, it's still on Steam for like 40 bucks.
I think it's still on Steam.
Yeah, it's still on Steam. For like $40 or something like that. More. Yeah,
Damn, that's a lot.
$40 for a 10-year-old game is insane because you're not selling a physical copy. You're selling a digital copy, which value decreases. Tekken 7, okay? Tekken 7 that came out like 3 or 4 years ago, something like that, is sold on Steam for like $10. And that was a huge game.
Damn.
When did this game come out? Oh, it came out, 8 years ago, but it's like, it's still super popular. Tekken 8? Was it Tekken 8 that just came out? No, Tekken 8.
Tekken 7, I think.
Yeah, Tekken
8 came out?
No, it's coming out next year.
Oh, okay. Tekken 7 been so long out, and we haven't seen Tekken 8. That's also one of those games that like really took its sweet time arriving.
Yeah. It's not like Final Fantasy where it's like the whole point of Final Fantasy games is nostalgia. Nobody's looking forward to the newest Final Fantasy game. But then you have games like let's see if Final Fantasy has a fantasy. Let's see if that game has anything coming out soon enough. Final Fantasy is going to... Oh, God. It's Square Enix. Square Enix has... Final Fantasy just had a game come out. Final Fantasy VII Reunion on December 13th, 2022. I didn't hear about it because I guess nobody cares for like the new Final Fantasy games that much. They're just okay.
Oh, the new Final Fantasy VII games.
Yeah, it's never final and it's never fantasy.
Those ones? That the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
The new Final Fantasy reimagined games. Yeah, those. I don't care.
The first one came out in 1987, and they're gonna have another one. They're gonna have Final Fantasy. Oh God, what is X? Is that 16? 13, 14, 14, 15, 16. Yes, they're gonna have another Final Fantasy 16, and it's like, I don't think anybody cares for it anymore.
Nope.
Because it's like the one that everybody wants to play is 3. No, 4 is pretty big. 7 is pretty big. The original 7 was pretty big.
Yeah, the original 7 was ridiculously big.
Yes. 9 was also pretty big, if I remember correctly. Nobody cared for 10.
10 was, I think I heard was terrible.
I don't remember, but like I didn't care. I didn't play any of them except for Final Fantasy 7. I only played 7.
Fair enough.
And the rest of them I just didn't hear anything good or bad about. Like
again, fair enough.
Once again, a lot of these games, they get big on initial release. The test of time, the test of time is really what indicates if the game was good or not. Because it's like nobody is going to be playing these games in 4 or 5 years. Here's what I think. I think we started this episode in the beginning. We talked about Hogwarts Legacy. I think Hogwarts Legacy is going to explode a lot more than people think it did.
Oh yeah, it will. I have a feeling about this, especially when people are just going to kind of like, I won't say stop listening, but like just don't give a damn about what people are saying.
People stopped listening after. No, nobody was ever listening, but a lot of what people were saying about Hogwarts Legacy changed really quick, because all the people who were protesting people buying the game went out of their way to read all the spoilers and go out of their way to ruin the game for everyone else. And that's,
yeah, I heard about that. They're trying to just ruin the experience.
And that's like, go ahead. I'm not on Twitter that much. I'm not on social media that much anyways.
Yeah. Just makes you feel like a scam.
Okay, I'm like
the scum of the earth to just ruin somebody else's experience.
I'm like 10 hours into the game, which, you know, it is what it is. But let me tell you something. From the 10 hours I've played, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It is ridiculously good. You know how...
Really?
You know how I'm very stingy about giving anything high marks.
I know. And if you're giving this one a 10, that's
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I'd actually, to be honest, I'd give it more an 8.8.
Very fascinating.
8.8 out of 10 is more accurate, but I'm going to round up 9 out of 10 because I hate when people, you're like, I'm gonna give it an 8.47. Shut up. Give it a 9 out of 10.
8.47. Can you give it 8.48?
Exactly. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10, and let me just tell you why. The initial experience is good. The bugs were very minimal.
The initial what?
Experience. The initial experience is good. The bugs are minimal. It's very obviously there's a lot of cutscenes, which if you're into that, that's good. If you're not into that, then it's a single player game. There's a lot of room for modding. There's a ton of... You
can always skip those if you're not into them.
Exactly. Like, this is a type of game that I'd recommend if you want to watch it. You can actually get your experience from watching. It's like, remember the game Detroit Become Human?
Become Human, yeah.
It's very similar to that, to the extent of it having a lot of cutscenes and a lot of choices that matter, but there's a lot more gameplay. It's like that. You know how in Detroit Become Human, there's like, it's 99% of the game is cutscenes?
Yep.
So here I'd say it's like 30% of the game is cutscenes. Like, there's no way around it. However, and this is very important, there is 50% of the game is exploring, and there's a lot to explore, and 20% of the game is like, There's like some like not PvP, PvE. There's some PvE. There's some quests and stuff like that. But overall, the game itself is ridiculously fun. There's a lot to. There's like the game just came out, and people are already having fun modding it. Like you saw the most popular mod for the game.
What? The most popular mod?
Yes.
What is it?
They changed the wand for a gun.
Interesting. It reminded me of a particular Harry Potter parody.
Exactly, but it's like
Harry Potter and the Deadly Weapons.
Yes, I saw that. Everybody saw that. But do you know? Can I spoil one aspect of the game for you?
I seen a little bit. Like he actually did a full movie, and I was like, that's funny, but the trailer is funny because it's just small bits. Then it just becomes a little bit too redundant.
And nobody wants to watch the entire movie. The trailer is more than
unless,
enough.
Of course, he did parts and bits and just make it funny, but other than that, it's just like the trailer is the most important thing. And he didn't. I didn't watch the full thing, but I seen like, oh, I just made the full movie. And it's like, but that's not interesting to me.
I forgot what I was about to say. No, but like, there's a lot of room for a single player game. It does a lot of things right and a lot of things well, which is something that makes me so happy.
A game doesn't have to do everything well.
No, but
I mean, it should, but it's not a thing that's going to happen.
It's very user friendly. That's something that I love, and it has an easy mode that works because I'm playing on easy mode because I don't have time. Okay. I don't have time to be good at the game.
Ain't got body time for that. Blah blah. I just ruined myself. Anyway.
Anyways, let's move on to asking you a couple questions. We've both been busy. I've been looking snips and bits at the new Pokemon cards have been coming out, but like, have you been looking at the new Yu-Gi-Oh stuff or not really?
Yep. And I'm finally happy to play the game again.
Really? That's weird because the last couple of episodes
they finally cleaned the game. They finally cleaned it. They finally did it.
What, getting rid of Mystic Mind changed everything?
They cleaned the entire format, basically.
Let's hear.
No, they just cleaned all of the tier element stuff. Like, they cleaned everything. Everything put to one.
What do you mean they cleaned the tier elements?
Just everything. And one card of their important things is banned. And then one of the more annoying rogue decks also got one of their cards banned. Like the Barrier Statue of Storms, the one that make you only special summon monsters that are wind. Like, they took care of so many things. It's crazy.
I haven't.
It's because the new set is coming out, came out. But you understand the point. They want to sell, but still, the fact that they fixed that is just like the game is just now more fun to play.
And still no code cards.
They're still not.
It's something that it's okay to copy for Pokemon. I'm just saying, it's okay to copy the idea.
I don't know. Konami's weird about these kind of things.
No, but you have to agree with me that it's okay to copy some things from Pokemon.
Yes, I didn't say no. I'm just saying Konami is weird.
Like, it's okay.
They don't like to copy stuff.
Like, we just had in Pokemon, we just had a IC, and IC is an international championship. I can't say he's a close friend, but someone who I've spoken to before won it. His name is Azul Garcia Griego, or Azul GG. Man, he just killed it, and it was just so fun to see. I heard that there were like 2,000 people in that event or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting something wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be. OCIC was in, I want to say New Zealand, but it could have been Australia. Because OCIC stands for Oceania International Championship. And man, I wish that they had ICs in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because international championships, I think, would like give life to the game that it terribly needs, because what
do you mean by ICs? What does
ICs, international championships, where people from all over the world want to come and play in that event. Where, like I'm not talking about the game. I'm not talking about the card game itself. I'm talking about everything else about the game. Pokemon is killing it. The card game, I think, is right now going through a very dry. Personally, I think it's going through a very dry spell, if I will, because it's like they're repeating a lot of mechanics that exist. They're basically reprinting old mechanics into new cards, which, you know, it's cool and everything, but like I'm waiting for that spark to come out that's going to make this fun for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But everything else, my God, they're killing it. More and more people are coming to play the game. From what I heard, there are, I think, 10 or 20% more new players coming into the game every month.
Really?
Yes. Because here's something that I heard, a lot of Magic players who just say, we want to play the game, but we just can't afford it. Pokemon is fun enough. The cards that we need are still going to be relevant in half a year from now.
Okay.
So, you know, it's fun. So we're getting more and more players. Like we're always losing players as well too, because once people
losing players is a thing. It's not really just like anything specific. It's just like it is a thing.
But like Magic is just, I can't say it's
Magic is dying.
I can't say it's dying, but it's not gaining popularity as it did in the past. Yu-Gi-Oh is on a uphill. Yu-Gi-Oh is becoming...
It's now uphill again. It's going to come back because of one reason.
Let's hear.
Because the format is now cleaner. Yes, but you understand what I mean.
Okay. Right? Off the top of your head, what card is problematic right now?
Oh, actually, I don't think there's a card that, like, I would say, oh my God, this is the most problematic card. Like, I mean, there are some annoying cards, but it's like, the game is a lot more fresh and interesting. Like, I'm not trying to say, like, oh my God, the game is 100% perfect and everything. Like, they have, like, you know, we have our problems, obviously.
Ash Blossom is still problematic.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh!
Ash Blossom is still problematic. I still believe that.
Yeah, but it's a lot less of a problem as you might think it is. I think it's actually healthy right now.
I really don't think so. I still say either limit it to one. I don't think it's limited to one, right?
You shouldn't limit it to one. If you limit it to one, there's some decks in the format that just like would ruin the game. I think Ash at 3 is fine. I know that there's some people who hate the card, but it's like, it's fine.
Limit it to 2, okay? Limit it to 2, because, you know, I want to do something, Ash Blossom, you know? Like...
Yeah, but the problem is like, when you want to do something, is that when you're doing something, and I'm not trying to say, like, you know, berate anybody who's just, like, playing. Sometimes I'm also getting furious from an Ash, but it's like, you need to learn how to bait a card, because most people just, like, shotgun the Ash. And if you're just, like, baiting the opponent and just, like, you're playing with their mind, most of the time you're just going to get sometimes through your entire combo line without any problem, because you're just like, oh, I'm just using this card. No, I'm going to Ash you immediately. And it's like, I don't care. I have the better card in my hand. Or just in general, where sometimes, like, Ash is just running, well, I would say, really low-tier row decks. Most decks can actually play through Ash.
Well, you know what? Why don't you make a video titled "How to Bait Ash Blossom Players"?
I mean, I'm not the best player in the world, but, you know, there are some ways to bait an Ash.
Okay, so if you know this, make a video about it. I'll watch it.
If I had the time right now, then sure. I don't have the time right now, if you know what I mean.
I mean, you're not doing anything until tomorrow night.
Oh, no, I just don't have to complete the particular studies or particular stuff that I have to complete before tomorrow night.
You have to think about your future.
And count the entire day that I have to do things like, you know, taking pictures and everything like that, and the entire ceremony. No, we don't count that. No, just tomorrow night. You're going to have a whole free few days. Just, yeah. I'm so in, like, I'm not going to say, like, unhappy, but, like, I'm so much in, like, good stress that I'm just like, no, I don't have time for anything. What the heck are you talking about?
Yeah. But put it on the burner.
Yeah, I might do that.
because I think that a lot of people would appreciate not just don't get me wrong, your decks are cool and everything, and you do explain pretty well like what the deck that you're like trying to build, what you want it to do.
I do like doing combos, and I kind of like, yeah, I don't really have time to do that anymore, so I'm doing like, fun decks. And I'm going to say this right now, and I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, this is the last deck profile I'm going to do. It's like, I'm kind of want to try to wrap up my decks that I care about, like personal real life, and then just like move into things online to just save money, like most people do right now.
Yeah, no, but like I think I think a deck that would do really that video that would do really well is explain to people how to bait, like how to bait certain plays, because it's like I get the idea of like how to bait for Ash Blossom, but like you know
Man, that's a video that is more geared to somebody like Jesse Cotton from our community, not to me, but I will do my best. And speaking of which, one of I wouldn't say my favorite content creator, but like favorite, like also competitive content creator, Jesse, won right now I would say almost the best deck in the format, if not the best deck in the format, with a really fun rogue deck called Ninjas. He just beat him with Ninjas. I mean, the player that played against him didn't play the best, but still, he beat him with Ninjas. Which ninjas are just good right now-ish because of the format, but it's still, like, not good. It's not a good deck.
it's not tournaments.
Oh, 100% not in the level of tournaments. Like, tournaments is
How
just
much would tournaments cost me?
ridiculous.
Like
right now?
$400 for min?
Right now?
Yeah, for
Or
min.
just in general?
Right now, for min.
Right now, I mean, if you're counting the Mekanko engine and things of that nature, yeah, maybe.
Well,
But if you're just talking about the
was
core,
I right? Was I
like,
right? $400?
Hold up. If you're talking about the core, not too expensive right now.
Okay,
Like, you have a lot of one-ups.
You need to win. You need to win. You need to win. You need to get the good
You need
stuff.
to win in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're talking about the entire deck. I would say Mekanko engine, every one of those probably costing $40 from the top of my head, if not 45 or 50. That's $150 already. Then you have the entire, like, hand traps and all that thing of that nature. No, it can go through $600, $700 if you're really going high.
That's as much as a phone.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is expensive.
That's as much as a phone would cost.
And if you're counting the extra deck is far more affordable. Maybe like, I would say bare maximum $100, and even that is just a reach, because the extra deck is not expensive that much.
No, extra decks. If there's one thing I've seen is extra decks are usually like $100 to $200. They're not like
That's depend on the extra deck. But recently, yes, back in the day, extra decks were super expensive. Now it's actually Konami realized the trick that they no. Konami realized the trick, just hear me out, that like the extract monsters like maybe give them higher rarity sometimes, but people are not going to buy so many of the extract monsters because they're like going to maybe use two. Sometimes you play a playset, but most of the time you're just playing like two of each extra deck monster because you do have a limited space. So they realized like, that's not worth it for us. Let's just print some of the other cards in the main deck to be super expensive, and then people will play them.
I remember when Ojama King was like was going for like $100 a piece. People were like crazy over the Ojamas, but
really,
yeah, there was a point that people were crazy over the Ojamas, and it's like the Ojama
people are still crazy over the Ojamas for some reason. I don't know.
Like,
I never got it.
Okay, Ojamas is a funny concept. You have to admit that.
No, I'm not saying it's not a funny concept, but I don't get it why people are so excited.
Let's see, how much is Ojama King today? He got reprinted to death.
Ojama King today is really low, unless of course you're looking through.
Okay, not the original, but like the reprints of Ojama King. If I had to guess, probably down to like $3.
Yeah, not too expensive.
I'm guessing that the original is probably
Why do people play that card right now? I don't understand.
the Ojama King first edition is 200 $10. Wow.
I mean, it's an old card. When it's an old card, people will play it.
But like I remember like in 2000 and I want to say 8 or 9, it was going for like $100. It was going for like $100, and I was like, that was crazy to me. I was like, Aljamas don't seem that good. They weren't good back then. Let's be honest.
They're not good, but they're fun.
No, they weren't.
I definitely agree that Ojamas are fun. 100% agree with you that Ojamas are fun. They're not good though. They're just fun.
They have won like a few like big tournaments. I do remember that. But it's like,
yep.
It's like they won because they were meme enough. Like you have to be meme and good enough to like win. Like you know, it's a deck that never wins, and I'm saying this sarcastically. Heroes. Heroes never win.
Heroes, you're not sarcastic about it. Heroes are just, I'm going to say this right now, as a list, they suck. They're always trying to be like, meta with them, but like, they never find a way to be meta.
No,
like, there were times that they were meta, but like, you understand what I mean? It's like, it's not a good deck. It's not as good as people make it up to be.
Masked
It's
heroes,
okay. It's fine.
Masked heroes are interesting at the least,
Mask heroes are an interesting concept. There are some people who actually hate mask heroes because of the idea of what they are, that they don't use polymerization. But they're like, I don't care, and I think that's actually a good thing. So,
they're not a threat. They're not a threat, when a deck is not a threat, it can become a threat. You know what I mean? Like,
yep, because people are not ready for it.
Like, what's a deck that's always a threat?
I don't think there's a deck that I would say like it's always a threat, but there are decks that are just like, yeah.
Aqua decks are pretty much always like a threat, no?
Why aqua decks specifically?
I don't know. They're always.
Why do you think aqua decks are a threat? Aqua decks are nothing as like a threat. They're nothing. Like no joke.
But like, there's always like the one guy who will play a really good one, and everyone is gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? Like in a tournament, you're always gonna find the one guy.
I mean, water decks are not really that good.
No, but they exist, and like there's always like the one guy trying to break it. I'd say that like out of all the elements, decks, which is the best one? Be honest.
Out of the all attributes, dark are always the best.
Okay, dark
has the most support.
Okay, but after dark,
light. It's really depend on format, but it's like it's dark, light, earth most of the time, water, wind, fire. In terms of like, attribute support and like, in general-ish thing, if we don't count every single little thing, then that's how that goes.
You have to count every little thing.
Yeah, but if you count every little thing right now, Tier Elements was the best deck in the format, and it was, I would say-ish, it was mostly dark. Like, its extra deck monsters were, I believe, water, but it was dark.
Okay, but Tier Elements is still the BDIF. It got countered, but it's still the BDIF.
Kashtira have all the attributes.
Like, you always have to count all the small stuff.
Fair.
I was watching a video a couple of weeks ago, and someone was like, yeah, at the moment, if I had to go, if I was going up, I'd probably build, like, water, and
How the hell do you write diagram?
Oh, God, I don't
there
remember.
It is. That's how you write diagram.
DIAGRAM, I think.
Found it. The card, unfortunately, is out of stock, which I hate, but whatever.
Diagram. Yeah, DIAGRAM.
Dragonic Diagram is a card that now is now a card that is really good.
And if in all honesty, after a while, like, I have to say my favorite mechanic in Yu-Gi-Oh is I'm still going to give it to Synchro. Synchro is just so underrated.
Synchro is the best.
Like, it's better than like nothing else compares. Nothing else compares.
Oh yeah. Synchro is like is the best for me by far for one reason. It just interesting mechanic that like wasn't just annoying, right?
Like,
it wasn't really annoying. It's like it does take some effort to go into a synchro. Synchro, like some people would say ritual is the hardest summoning mechanic. True, but we were talking about extra deck wise right now today. I think the hardest one is synchro. Like a lot of people will say, no, but fusion. But there is a lot of like fusion decks right now that have like this broken fusion spells and a lot of fusion support.
Thank you.
And it's like synchros, like they do have their support, and I'm not saying like, oh, synchros don't have their support. They do. Don't get me wrong. Synchros have support. It's not as good as you make it up to be.
No, it's not as good.
Like synchro support is, it's okay.
Like, I hate to tell. Okay, hear me out. Like everybody, like I like my favorite mechanic era is synchro, but GX had like the most like burst when it came to the fandom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that I can see. But everything else, no, synchros
like,
is the best.
And this is something that people have to accept to be the truth. The funnest deck out of the GX era is Dino Scrap. The Dino decks. That's the funnest deck.
Dinos are great.
Dinos
is probably one of my absolute favorite decks from GX, and I don't really like a lot of decks from GX.
Yeah. Dinos, Crystal
and
Beast.
Not because I hate GX as a series. I don't hate it. I think it's actually pretty decent. I don't think it's the best series, and I think it's actually pretty decent, but it's like, it's more of like I care about 5Ds, which was the best one.
Yeah. But
and the era was also really, really fun.
Dinos is my top deck from the GX era, and after that, I'd have to give it to
Goat was before, or I say really at the start of the GX era, and then like the best format that people really, really like is Edison format, which was around synchro format. So synchro format, yeah.
Crystal Beast was like, also
people
decent.
Really love that.
You have to admit, Crystal Beast was also pretty solid.
Crystal Beasts are now really playable.
What happened? Like, what support did it get?
Well, should I say it? Structure deck support?
Yeah, go for it.
Mostly what helped it. So, in the structure deck, one thing that Crystal Beast basically gets most of the time, if we don't count the advanced Crystal Beast, which we'll talk about them a little bit in a second, is that Crystal Beast are really bad in terms of monsters, but very, very, very good in their spell and trap department. And they did technically get a Crystal Beast monster that is not a Crystal Beast called Crystal Beast, I think Rainbow Dragon or Crystal Beast Dragon, and it's actually supported them really well. It's basically gave them some just very, very good support in terms of like just giving them ability to just equip with, or should I say put in a spell and trap card with a Sapphire Pegasus, a really good Crystal Beast monster that again can banish itself, search a Rainbow Dragon, then special summon another monster directly from deck. So it just make things really, really good where it comes to toolbox of control making rank 4 with just one Sapphire Pegasus, so that's pretty good. And unless of course you have a negate to the Sapphire Pegasus, and maybe an Ash to the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, depending, of course, on the situation, then you kind of really cannot stop it. The other thing is that Crystal Beast really got just a strong support of spell and traps in the last structure deck. Yes, of course, they are trying to push you into the direction of like the combo variation that you're trying to summon the Rainbow Dragon fusions and all things of that nature, but it's like, it's not a thing that works. Just don't try. It's not a thing that works right now. The thing that works is just, well, how should I say this? Oh yeah, the control variant. The control variant is really strong. Like, it's really strong. You have a kind of a deck right now called Conclave Control, just because it's so strong.
Yeah, but you know what card like that you can just throw into any deck that basically counters Crystal Beast, right?
What?
Isn't it like the Pixie Feather or something like that?
Pixie Feather? What are you talking about?
The feather duster that basically removes all of your everything in your
Harpy Feather Duster.
Harpy Feather Duster, yeah, that's the card.
I mean, you can, but in the same vein, you can also play Lightning Storm. But people don't main these that much, and B, like, even if they main this, there are ways around it. So it's not like
good
the
card,
end of the world.
By the way.
I'm not saying it's not.
No, Harpy,
I'm just saying there are ways around it.
No, but Harpy Feather
Duster is a very good card.
Yeah. How much is it? Like $7? I know it's.
Not that expensive as you make it up to be, because right now it's a lot more accessible. Yeah, it's a lot more accessible right now.
I remember
so
there was
it's
a point in time
not
where
really that expensive.
there was a point in time where it was like $10 a piece. No.
$10 a piece. I think that's a little bit too much.
There was a point where it was expensive. There was a point where
it was expensive. It was expensive when it came off the list.
Yeah, I do remember that. Harpy's feather dust. How much is it these days? These days, probably. Yeah, TCG player. It's $8 a piece. $7.50.
Really, even for the lowest variation?
Oh,
are you looking at the lowest count?
No, you're right. No, I'm looking at first edition. My bad.
First ed makes sense.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about just generally, it's not that expensive anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a really good card. I'm not saying it's a terrible card or it just doesn't do anything or things of nature. But it's like, it's not that expensive.
No, it's not okay. It's $1.
Yeah, it's fine.
$1 is still pretty expensive for an old card like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a card that is really, really just... You have to come to the idea that this card is super nostalgic, A. And B, it's like, it's playable. Good.
It's playable. I'd throw it.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question. If you saw right now that the winning list of anybody of a recent tournament had in it that card, would you be surprised?
Nope.
I mean, there are cards.
I will not be that surprised.
Their cards are just timeless, and that idea. If I had to be honest, I think
it's a very, very good card.
I think that card should be either nerfed or it should be like
nerfed is a little bit hard thing to do in Yu-Gi-Oh. Maybe you mean errated.
Errated to
but
3.
Nerfed is a very, 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 very hard thing to do in Yu-Gi-Oh.
You're right. It should be errated to 3 out of 5. You know.
What do you mean by that?
That you should be able to remove only 3 out of the 5 cards in the trap.
I see.
That would be an errata that would like make the card, you know, a little bit more balanced.
Mostly will just not change a thing, basically, if you do that. Like, it will change in some particular cases, but like it will be, oh, you target 3 cards now and just make that card worse. If it was not targeting and everything, that's also the case, but it's like,
it's that targets 3.
Really unnecessary. I'm just going to say this right now. It's a very unnecessary thing to do. Okay. Like, it's a very unnecessary. The card is fine.
The card is fine.
It's right. Okay.
It's good, but it's like it's not good to the point where it's a threat.
Yeah.
Like, their cards are.
I can see why the card is annoying for some people, but it's like, on the other hand, it's like, I'm looking at this as like, it's not really just that bad.
You're right.
It's okay.
You're right. It's not like Mystic Mind. Mystic Mind
is a... Oh my god. I don't even want to start talking about Mystic Mind. I hate that card with a passion.
Is banned. The card is banned, so you know.
Yeah, I guess, but it's still like a card I'm looking at as like,
I'm still wondering what was going through their mind.
I think I know what were going through their mind. They wanted to make the game more healthy and kind of like give control decks a little bit more of a thing. But the problem is, in Yu-Gi-Oh, there are no filters. Like, for example, and something that I really, really like about Hearthstone recently with their newest class, which is Death Knight, that like, even if you go into like something like, let's say, a control build, you need to play with a certain build. Like, for example, there's something called Blood Runes for Death Knight. Like, you have 3 types of rune: Blood, Frost, and Unholy, okay? You cannot play the strongest Unholy cards if you have, like, for example, 2 Unholy cards and then you committed one rune to Blood. So you cannot, like, if you're creating an archetype, you have to commit everything. You want to go full control, and the entire deck doesn't have access to the entire card line, which is pretty interesting.
You know what concept I think would like work instead of Mystic Mind, if instead of Mystic Mind, what it did was basically you can't attack, is that pierce damage cannot be applied, you know. If they had something like that.
The problem is not piercing damage. The problem is the fact that like the moment that you summon anything,
piercing
it's
damage is a
negated.
problem. Piercing damage is a problem. Let's be honest.
No, but not in the case of Mystic Mine.
You're right, but like if let's say Mystic Mind said that all your cards in defense mode can use effects as if it's in attack mode and pierce damage doesn't do anything, then you know that would be a bit more of a balanced threat for mill decks. You know what I mean? Like for control decks. I mean. Like if something like that was a thing, then it would basically the problem would be like, yeah, you can't do anything to me, but it's not like you can't attack me. The problem with Mystic Mind was that you can't even attack me.
Yeah, if you could attack and you can use the effect to special summon something out of the hand immediately, then that will not be the problem. But the problem is you cannot really do a whole lot. So
like you couldn't do anything.
That sucks.
Because all I had to do was make sure
it's
that
literally, like, I'm not joking, you cannot do anything with this deck, against this deck. Like, it's literally, you can do nothing against a deck that plays Mystic Mine. You just have to sit like a good boy and just wait. Like, that's the entire thing of Mystic Mine, and I'm not joking. Like, Mystic Mine, you just, like, sit there.
No, I remember.
And it just, okay.
Honest question.
Proceed, then you draw, then I draw, then you draw, then I draw.
Okay. Honest question.
What?
Do you own any IRL Mystic Mines?
No.
Come on. Be honest.
I do not. I don't own a single copy of Mystic Mine. I hate that card with a passion. Why the heck do you think I will have that?
I mean, just a second. Mystic Mine. I mean, having your own ethics and winning games are not the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but I don't really care about that card. It was also just like always a little bit of like, do I get Spriggan Mines? Mystic Mine? I'm like, nah.
Wow. Do you know how much Mystic Mine is going for now?
What? Pennies, obviously.
Yeah, but like if you want to buy like you know, if you want to buy one, it's like $1. Like
damn.
Let me ask you a question. Would you buy one now? Not, I mean, hypothetically, just to own it.
Nope.
Really? You hate it that much?
Absolutely not. I hate that card that much.
The problem with the card wasn't the card itself. Well, yeah, no, it was a problem with the card itself.
The problem with the card wasn't the card itself? Are you serious?
Okay, let me reiterate. The problem with the card isn't the card itself. The problem with the card is its existence.
Okay, that's a little bit more acceptable, but still. The problem with the card is the card, not anything else. The problem that they thought that this was a good idea is just already baffling.
No, but
to
like,
me.
you know,
it's so crazy that they thought that this was a good idea.
Like, do you know what I mean when I say that? Like, the problem with the card isn't that the card itself, like people having the card, you know, to play with their friends. You know what I mean? The problem is,
I think I get it.
Like when you're trying to like make the card. I think they should have two types of cards: cards that people have to play with their friends and stuff, and cards that are you know, acceptable for.
Unfortunately, we're always in a legacy format, so that's a little bit of a problem.
You seriously, they seriously need to at least put the words rotation on the table. That is something that's a must.
No, they will never.
They have to, because that.
Nope, never.
Without rotation,
never gonna happen.
Without rotation, Yu-Gi-Oh has 3 months of the year's worth of content. That's a fact. You have maybe 3 months of the year of content, and without rotation. With rotation, you'd have 10 months. Because right now, people are going to be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's going to go from now till around middle of March, and no one's going to care about Yu-Gi-Oh! Again until June. That's just how it is.
Why?
Because from my personal experience and opinion, and
because what?
From my personal experience and opinion, and this is something I've seen a lot. When a new set comes out that's as impactful, like I know there's a set coming out soon, right?
Which one?
In Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember like there was something that's supposed to come out in the next couple of weeks. Something like that.
The Maze of Memories you're talking about?
Yeah. Maze
The
of
nostalgic one?
Yeah. That's content. That's bringing people back, right?
Kind of.
Kind
Yes.
of. You're bringing a Maze of Memories going to come back. It's going to be a month worth of content for people on YouTube and stuff like that. And no one's going to care until the next
And
set.
then we're going to have, oh wait, Cyberstorm Access. That's a good set.
When does that come out?
In May.
There
and
you
then
go.
we do have kind of a month that I don't care about, but
that's my
mostly...
point. That's my point. We're gonna like when I said June, I meant like a couple of months. You know what I mean?
Not really true, because I'm going to say this, okay? We had, let's count this year specifically. We had the year of, like, technically we had the end of the year, which we have an amazing set, which I forgot its name, but we had a really, really good set at the end of the year. Like, we had amazing sets that people were really excited for, like Magnificent Mavens and the new structure deck and all that particular stuff. Then we have Amazing Defenders, which was a pretty good set overall, even though it kind of flopped at the start, but it was a really, really good set. Now we have something called Photon Hypernova, which is the biggest core set. In March, we have Maze of Memories. April, I think there is an additional thing for speed duels or something that I don't really... I specifically don't care about. Also, we're supposed to have a structure deck pretty soon that is pretty powerful. And then we have May with Cyberstorm Access, which is another core set with amazing cards. And then we have the next installment of the deck building pack, which also a lot of people are very, very excited for because it has a new Dino support. And
wait, what?
You wouldn't guess. Yes, it does have Dino normal support, which we'll talk about it maybe in a later episode. But one thing I would say that you probably will never believe that we're getting support for: a ritual support for a very, very beloved card.
Wait.
Can you guess which one that is?
Please don't be Dark Magician.
No. I'm not talking about Dark Magician.
Okay.
A very beloved card.
And not heroes, not Dark Magician.
In terms of funny as well.
Oh, Jamas?
Nope.
Wait,
Ritual monster.
Oh.
I'm talking about an old ritual monster.
Old ritual monster.
A level 6.
Level 6. What level 6 ritual do I know? Alright, hit me.
That has the ritual spell that called... I think I will just give it away if I will say that. A ritual spell that called Recipe. Something.
Oh, God.
It's very hungry as well. Hungry Burger, my dude. Hungry Burger.
I don't know that card, sorry.
Are you seriously don't know about Hungry Burger?
Sorry, I don't know everything.
You never seen the art of Hungry Burger? Let me just post it for you, because if you haven't seen the art of Hungry Burger,
I'll look it
know.
up. I'll look it up here.
Sure.
What
Search
the?
Hungry Burger.
I found it very easily. Well,
this card is getting an entire archetype that I wouldn't say supported necessarily, but really just have the top end of the monster there. Just summon it directly from deck. It's hilarious.
I'm just saying they should look to do like promotion deals with McDonald's or Burger King with that card coming out.
Yeah. It's hilarious. This card is hilarious. I love this card. It's so stupid, and I just absolutely love this idea.
In the recording part where I think we're reaching the end of... anyways, I think I'm gonna do the outro.
Fair enough, because I did the intro.
So as we all know, my name is dragonunharm here on YouTube. My co-host here for the podcast is Teamndl yugioh, or Unfit Crew, the Unfit Crew. He posts amazing videos on Yu-Gi-Oh! On his Teamndl channel, and at the moment we're currently posting the podcast on the Unfit Crew. However, he might be posting more stuff, and on my channel there's a variety. I play variety games. I play a lot of Town of Salem.
Play a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, I play and I play a lot of Hogwarts, and I'm going to be playing more games. And of course, it's all good fun. If you guys want to stop by, stop by. If you don't want to stop by...
The fun is what's important.
Yes, the fun is what's important. And as always, have a good one. Bye bye.
Goodbye.